We're live here on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're all doing well. And welcome. Good morning. Got my little trusty coffee mug. Hope you're doing good today. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. We're coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube. Oh, where's my phone? I should mute that sucker. Oh, I get a notice. You are live. LinkedIn, right? So YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn live. You can always come back and watch the episodes throughout the day or any time and download them. Crazy, or podcasts are going all crazy. Anyway, what I want to talk about today, getting over fear. Fear can be in anything. How does it apply to an Agile team or Scrum team? How does it apply to oneself? So I got a couple little examples. This is softball from when my daughter's playing softball, but my son's baseball coach was saying, hey, if you're afraid of the ball, we can get over that now. So let me know if you're about scared about getting hit by a ball. And I'll tell you another story that my brother-in-law told me the other day. I'm like, what? I thought I was crazy. You're nuts. So we'll talk about that a little bit, getting over fear, and use a little baseball analogy and the coach, because today my boy has a baseball game and made me think about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I wrote that down, getting over fear. So we'll talk about that a little bit today. And I got some announcements. And this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way so you can deliver value to your customer, not work crazy hours, and get back home to family and friends, have some fun at work and at home, maybe play some baseball. But you got to get over that fear, right? So let's talk about that. But before we do that, I just want to get a couple of announcements coming up. Got a busy schedule coming up. October 4th at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a podcast with Scrum Master Toolbox. So I just want to let that out there. So next week on the 4th at 6 a.m., we're going to go live. We're going to do a interview, dual podcast activity with the Scrum Master Toolbox. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to talk a little about the Agile Online Summit, which we're both kind of working on. And that's coming up in November 2nd through the 4th. You know, if you want to register and see what's got all these different ideas, concepts, it can be a lot of small stuff like 20-minute videos all throughout, scattered about different topics. It's really good. And then in November, I'm going to be doing another podcast with AI Today. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to come at it from an Agile perspective, but that's in November. Don't have a date yet, but when we get there, we get close. And also in October 19th, I am doing a presentation of how to build that $1 million team at IIBA Philadelphia out there in the suburbs. And that's going to be October 19th. I'll put more stuff as I get data. I just got the official invite via email, so now I can publish it, how to register and everything for the class. Not the class, the lecture, discussion, whatever you want to call it. So those are my announcements for today. And as you can see, that's a fear factor for me, okay? And that's one of the things that combination brought up. So when they talk about being afraid of the ball's going to come at you. Some days it's going to, most of the time it won't, but there's always that one or two, and you don't want to flinch. And if the ball's coming out, you're going to catch it. You got to make sure you catch it. You don't want to go, and that's how you miss the ball. And it's funny how I told my kid before, I said, you're afraid of the ball. You're moving away from the ball. And he didn't want to listen. But then when his coach comes in and said, oh, okay, well, you're going to find out. So how does this apply to Agile and Scrum, Greg? Well, everyone has their fear factor. Like I have my own fears every once in a while. Like, can I do this? Do I got to do all the other podcasts, get interviewed by other people? Best way to get through it is to do it, right? So I like to call it, the best way to get through fear is to study, to practice, and to do. So I've coached a few people taking exams like the PSM exam or other exams related to Agile. And one of the things we do is we study, but we always take practice tests as we study. So you study and take the practice test, see how it's going. And I think I got a whole session on how to prepare for the PSM. There's an old video on that one. And then to do it, you have to register. Like I registered to take PSM. I've just been so busy at the house and stuff. I just haven't had a chance to practice. Well, study, practice, and take the test. Will be interesting to happen. I'll take the test roll, see how I do. But I already have my CSM. I just want to take the test. That's all I want to do. I just want to do it. Go through that journey. And share it with you all, that journey. So it eliminates the fear. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. I'm not the best study student in the planet Earth, but I can get through tests. But they're scary. But how does that deal with Scrum and Agile? The best thing you can do in Scrum and Agile is have this, especially in Scrum, the smaller time box. The smaller time box means more repetition, more practice, more times doing it. So like if your team's afraid of doing a sprint review, the more times you do the sprint review, the braver you get, because you get used to it and it's not a big deal and the fear factor gets smaller. You're not afraid of your customer. You're not afraid of the client. You're not afraid of sharing what you built with your partners. Because to be honest with you, the only way we really solve these complex problems is by sharing our solutions and getting feedback and allowing other people to grow from your share to build other things on top of that. So that is why getting over the fear is really important. So the best thing about it is by doing it, practicing it, studying it. If you're worried about starting a business, study a little bit of business, get some practice in, doing podcasts, doing things like this, sharing information, giving presentations, watch somebody do it, put a presentation together, give a presentation, just having that opportunity. And the only way to get over that fear is by doing it. Like me, I'm going to go be doing all those other groups. Been doing it for years, much more expertise at this than I am. I'm growing, but getting in front of their audiences also and sharing what we have from a Scrum perspective, our mission is a great opportunity, and I can't turn it down, right? I don't want to turn it down. I want to do it. I want to get past that fear, grow that business model for myself and what we do here. So get over that fear, practice it. Looking at the baseball coach, I loved it. Because he's like, "Oh, you can get over this real fast. I'll hit you the ball, and you can stand there." And I'll tell you my little story about my brother-in-law told me. Well, yeah, when I used to pitch to my nephew, he says, "Yeah, I would throw the ball at him a few times, not all the time, but every once in a while throw it at him so he get over it. He got hit by more balls." And he says, "I love this." He's like, he had the best on base percentage ever because he either got walked or he got hit by a pitch. I'm like, well, that's okay, I guess. But get over that fear. It's not. I mean, you don't want to hit your head, right? But at that level of sport, it's not a bad thing. And then my wife was asking me the other day about Philly's game. And these guys had these plastic protection. They'll stand there, get hit by the ball because they know they have that protection to keep their bones from breaking in most cases, unless they hit you right on the bat. And you have like Bryce Harper got hit in the hand, broke his thumb, which wasn't a good thing. But he's back. You get over it. Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad thing, but he's back playing again. So you got to get over that fear. Again, sometimes it doesn't work. You get hurt, but you got to get back up in the saddle and do it again. So I wanted to share that from a fear factor. Study it, study what you're doing, practice a little bit, but get out and do that. And like I said, for anything from taking a test, if you're debating whether to take the PSM, debating whether to take a class, go to the next level, debating how you want to do that. Sometimes you just got to study, practice, and do it and get out there and get through that barrier if you're looking to progress in your career and take some exams. It's not a bad thing. And from a team perspective, get them out there, get them doing sprint reviews, offering their software, encouraging them. Don't say, "Hey, you do it." Say, "I think you really do a good job," and encourage them to share what they have achieved. So that's what I have for today. Remember, we can always cure that "what are you scared of" thing by throwing that ball right at you. I love that analogy. I was like, I love you as a coach. I said that was beautiful. And I was really surprised. My brother-in-law said that about how he trained his son not to be afraid of the ball. So don't be afraid of the ball. Don't be afraid of the ball. Get out there, practice it, do it. It's not gonna hurt that bad, and you'll get over it, and you'll get better for it, and you'll get rewarded for doing it. So, wish you all the best. Happy scrumming. I will see you tomorrow. Last night's show was pretty interesting. The Agile project management position really spiked up over the past month, which I was kind of surprised to see. I'm curious if it's going to keep going up next time we do the next show, because we did that last night. That's out on podcast. It'll be interesting. But again, got to keep flexible. Like if you are an Agile coach or Scrum Master or you're a project manager, get that Agile twist to it, because it opens up those doors. And again, like I said last night, just studying some Agile, take a test, whatever, learn a little bit, study a little bit. There's like, I think it was 400,000 Agile jobs out there. So it applies to developers as well as people like Scrum Masters and product owners and Scrum teams and Agile coaches. So it applies to a lot of different things. So with that, I want to wish you the best. Take care and happy scrumming. See ya. Bye. And let's go. Play some music on the way out the door. Do 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 do. Bubbles over here sound asleep. I'd pick her up, but she's so cute. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a great day. And bye.